Hi, guys. Welcome back to Real Love, Real Life podcast. I'm your host, Jasmine.
And I'm Ernesto.
I'm going to let this guy take over today. He says he has a lot to talk about. I didn't get enough time to plan the episode, so we're going to just give it to him.
Well, it was just like kind of 50-50. We're kind of, I wouldn't say running out of ideas, but it's definitely tough to be like creative and just be like, what's to talk about? But I'm like, you know what? Since we're not fumbling, but we're just like, we can't think of nothing. I'm like, what better thing to talk about than, like our faith? And I know to a lot of people, they get bombarded by, people trying to preach at the choir, and a lot of people get turned off by it. But let us take you along this path as far with me. I don't know about you if you're trying to get too deep into it, but I don't want to like force religion on anybody or believe this or I have this high moral ground, but it's like, and today it's been raining like crazy, and with the rain, you gotta kind of slow down a little bit. You can't drive fast, metaphorically and literally.
Yeah.
So you kind of like realize like, hey man, you start to enjoy the mountains start to clear up, and you're just like, wow, I didn't notice that. And the most important thing, too, the rainbow.
There was a double rainbow on our way here.
Not only a double rainbow, but I feel like a lot of people forget where the rainbow comes from. That's God's covenant, a promise. And look at, even no matter how rough the rain was, the sunshine and rainbow after, gives you a sense of relief and, hey, a sense of calmness, and be like, hey, once you get through the storm, it's brighter days, sunnier days. And, I just feel like a lot of us, I've gone through so many struggles in life, so we can all relate to a certain degree on a human level on struggling. And, maybe you're fighting depression or you got a lot of things going against you, but, we can say we don't live the same life as you guys, but we can all relate and be like, man, we struggled here.
Yeah.
Relationship-wise, personal-wise, when you came back from Mexico, you had to work 2 jobs. And it's like, no matter, like, all you went through, you had to go through it to get to this person you are today.
Yeah.
The grind, the grit, the pain, the blood, sweat, and tears. In the moment, we all think, why? Why am I going through this?
Yeah.
Why do I feel like the world's against me? But as soon as that weather passes, that storm passes, and you mature, then you're like, wow, I had to learn. That's why I went through those trials and tribulations to learn this. I leveled up. Sometimes when people are testing your patience, that's when God's testing you. Hey, are you ready to level up? Or are you going to be the same knucklehead, angry person, and, it's easy to get angry and want to fight and get ratchet. So, to be civil and disagreements, So, guys, we've been through so much, and I feel like the main thing that's got us through this, guys, is our faith.
Yeah.
When we are at our lowest point, God was with us right there, guys. And I know you could tell me, hey, why if there's a God, why is there a tsunami that just hit? Why is there, just like I made a video the other day, why is that little girl walking to the hospital with a bald head because she has cancer? And it's like, there's a lot of questions that I cannot answer you as far as that, but what I can tell you is the love and mercy that comes with, having trust in His plan. And even though, we were going through these hard times, our faith stayed strong and we got through it.
Yeah. I actually made a post too the other day about how I like lived in Mexico and I was, in an abusive, like toxic relationship and stuff. And it was so bad that, I got to a point where I became like suicidal. Like I had those thoughts, and obviously I didn't want to do it. Like I had 2 kids at the time, but I thought it was my only way out.
Yeah.
And then I came closer to God and I started talking to Him and I started praying a lot. And those days was when like like something clicked and I was like, this is my way out.
Yeah.
I can leave by saying I'm going to go to the States to watch my sister's kids. Like, never did I think of that. But when I got closer to God and I was talking to him and I was like sleeping on things because I didn't want to end my life.
Yeah.
It was like, hey, there is a way out. Here it is. And I did it and I'm here today. I think we just like, just kind of like our lack of faith sometimes is what's holding us back.
And that's the thing, guys. You guys might be in a position in your life where you're 50-50 or, being on the fence. And we're not here to convince you. We're not here to force it upon you guys. We just want to kind of share our story and, tell you about, the glory of God, and it's just crazy how, you just go through these things in life and you progress. And if you truly, I feel like we're all lost sometimes, guys. Like, I always use this metaphor. Like, sometimes not all of us are strong enough to be the beacon of light, be that lighthouse that's shining into the abyss in the ocean where people are lost. They don't have a navigation system, so sometimes we have to be the beacon of light for people and, not force them or like I said, we don't have to make this like a sermon to people. Just, hey, man, I know what you're going through. I was there. We were there together. And the more we progress doesn't mean that we look down on people. It's like, no, we were in those same shoes. I can either give you advice or I can help you go through this. I'm willing to do both. Or if you don't want nothing at all, then, all good. But, I feel like as humans, we can all relate to each other and just be here for each other, especially in these times where people are so divided. Families are divided. There's a political division in the country. Just so much divide and conquer right now.
Yeah.
And it's like, let's just go back to the basic fundamentals, guys, and just do. Let's start with hashtag do a good deed.
Yeah.
Tag me, tag us. Like, it's not to boost our egos, but like, hey, man, let's pass this. Let it be a domino effect of passing a good deed.
Yeah.
It's like you're in the morning, you're late for work, somebody cuts you off, you guys start fighting. Like, after that encounter, most people are going to pass that fighting on.
Yeah.
Instead of, just be like, you know what? That guy is going through it. He should have woke up a little bit earlier, but it's all good. I'm not tripping.
Yeah.
I'm going to let that roll off the shoulder. It's like a bead of water. It's just rolling off the window. Like, be level-headed. And the next person you encounter, good morning. I notice that and I challenge myself sometimes at work. Working construction. Everybody's a hard ass, it's like, and there's times I'm like, when you start to talk to people and you're like, damn, this guy's cool. I didn't know we had this in common.
Yeah.
You meet this person at work. Well, guess what? He grew up on the west side like me. He went to an opposite school, but the same hood. Like, we're from the same spot. Like, it's just crazy. Like, some guy I met the other day, he's a general foreman, and I met him at the State Farm building, right? And I forgot what we started talking about. Well, he mentions that he went to Maryville High School. And I was like, that's crazy, bro. I was like, I went to Trevor Brown. And it's like, that's literally like
right down the street.
2 miles down the street. Like, it's Maryville. It's the same hoods, like, different corner, Like, I'm just like, man, it's crazy how we can all really relate to each other.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a percentage of wealthy people that they don't know our struggles. They don't know people that come from the bottom. And it's like, I'm glad I started off like in a quote unquote middle class family, because we're not rich, we're not poor, we're just, our parents gave us the best possible life. And like as a kid, I didn't really worry about the lights getting turned off or not eating. I mean, there probably was. I would just, your parents do such a good job to like shield you from that until you grow up, you're like, dang, like, now you feel bad because you're like pressing your parents about like some money to go with your friends. And it's like, dude, they probably had $20 in their pocket.
Well, I didn't know like when I was 10 and stuff, like I didn't know that we were living in a Section 8 home.
Yeah, that's true,
And so I wouldn't consider myself like middle class. You know, we were on food stamps, we were on Section 8, things like that.
Yeah.
But again, you don't know these things. You just see your parent try to do everything possible to like give you these things. And now that I'm a parent and I'm like, okay, we're paying all these phone bills and the mortgage and this and that. I'm like, I can't believe that my mother was doing that all by herself.
Yeah,
like
literally.
It's two of us, like giving it our all. And
she
now
was
I
holding
look
it down
back and
one
I'm
person?
like, I can't believe that, she was able to do that all by herself.
Straight G.
Yeah.
Like, salute to your mom. She was holding it down. And that's what's kind of sad about nowadays, guys. Like, the men are becoming so feminine that the women are becoming more masculine to fill that void, to fill that gap. And it's honestly a disservice. Like, as my dad, there's some stuff that I had to learn and better myself at, but I feel like I said, it's all about the fundamentals, guys. At the end of the day, my dad made sure he took care of his family, made sure my mom was pretty well taken care of. Mm-hmm. And guys, my mom's like always been medically kind of, on the rougher side, always 2 kidney transplant, open heart surgery, dialysis, numerous medications for over 30 years. It's took a toll on her body, but the fact that she's still pushing to this day it shows you that there's a higher power. It's like, the love my mom has for me is the same love that, our Father in heaven has for everyone. Because where did that come from? That intuition, that sense, that sixth sense of not only nurturing your baby and, future adult children, but instilling, that true love. Once you peel back those layers at the end in the core, guys, it has to be love.
Yeah, it's crazy that you say the mother's like sixth sense and like feeling and stuff. Kind of off topic, but when I told you that I was driving home from somewhere, and I don't know why, like I had like I never like spy on the kids. Like I trust them.
Yeah.
But I just like something in me, like my gut was just like not feeling it. And I was like, I'm gonna drive around the community. One of our sons had told us that he was gonna ride his bike around, and I was like, okay. And like something was off, and which like I drove around the community twice. I didn't see him, and I'm like, that is so weird. And I check his location, and he's like 3 minutes away, 4 minutes away, drive, which is weird because anything around the community is not gonna be a 4-minute drive.
Yeah, you get there like that.
And so I start following the route.
Dang.
And he's coming out of a whole other community, just with another kid, riding his bike through traffic, like not even through like the regular like crosswalk. If you ever watch this, he's so upset that I'm telling the story, but it's just like, it's crazy. Like a mother just knows.
Yeah.
I just know when something is off, big time. Like,
check that out. You sense that. And you went to investigate. When I was growing up, I was the same age as Kevin. I was running around the neighborhood with people gangbanging. Like at 14, you had to worry about getting shot, jumped, dumb things like that. Like obvious. And my point is like I said, guys, my mom's always been sick. Yeah. She could never drive, none of this. So it's like my dad's at work, my mom's stuck at home. Like she can't, like the fact that you can actually go do something about it, like it's such a blessing. And imagine how my mom felt, like being at home, like can't do nothing about it, and she knows her son's in the streets.
Like I know people are gonna think that that's silly. Like, okay, Jasmine, he was riding his bike, but I'm like, well, I don't know. I guess now we're like a little bit more protective. And also like he didn't like tell me he was going to do that. Things like that. You just, what I'm getting to is you just know things are off. And we can go back to, we were both bad. I mean,
we were both bad guys.
You were 14, like gangbanging. I was 14 and I was pregnant. So it's just like, what the heck?
Yeah,
This
it's
is
crazy.
like crazy. And same, your mom couldn't do anything about it because, she couldn't leave the house, always on dialysis, practically blind. And like my mom, always working 2, 3 jobs. She didn't know where I was at.
No,
She didn't.
and that's the thing, guys. Our parents did the best to a certain degree. We did fail our parents.
Yeah.
I was playing like I remember when I started hanging out in the streets. When I used to play football, my coaches would come pick me up, like all throughout my life, and then I wouldn't even come home after school. Maybe to leave my stuff, my backpack or something, and I'll go hit the block. Like literally, and I remember the last times I stopped playing football, my coaches would be waiting for me, and I'd be like, I'm hitting the block. I was 14. I remember I was ditching at a stray of, 13, 14 years old. I was ditching, and I would go and meet up with the Trevor kids after school on the corner. Yeah, I'm just like, so it's like that's the thing with our kids. Like, dude, nothing you guys can do.
I tell them all the
Like,
time.
We're not stupid.
I tell them all the time. I'm like, dude, like you cannot try to do something and think that you are gonna get away with it. Like I did, like I was literally like the worst. So I'm like, you're not.
Yeah.
I've been there, done that. You can't.
So
Can't do it.
The thing that revolved all that is just love. Our parents truly loved us.
Yeah.
And we're always gonna fall short, guys. I feel like don't beat yourself up too much. Like, this is not a perfect world. The flesh is not perfect. We're always gonna come short to the glory of God, guys.
Yep.
And I've messed up a lot in life. Like, I dropped out of school. Like I said, we're gang banging as kids. Like, a lot of my life I just wasted. Like, when I was a little bit younger, I say my mid-20s, I used to always dwell in my past. Like, man, I couldn't get over that mental hump of how much time I wasted in middle school and high school. And like, obviously your education is important, guys. So the fact that I didn't finish school and I had to jump into like working construction, and obviously it's giving me a good life, but I used to just dwell on that.
Same.
Like, I couldn't get over that. Like, I'm just gonna be a failure. Like, I wasted like 4 to 5 years in the streets, like prime years when I was young, and I used to be good in school, great athlete, and just I went to shit when I used to hang out in the neighborhood.
Yeah.
And the one thing that separated me from a lot of kids, my dad used to go look for me in the streets. He'll come banging on the homie's door. Ta 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 ta. Hey, where's Neto at?
Oh.
I'll be in the backyard smoking.
Your dad's
everybody like, damn,
voice.
Your dad's here. And then, like, when I was a kid, I was embarrassed. But now that I grow up, and one time when we're adults, it was like a little, I think somebody had tragically passed away in the neighborhood. I feel like that's the time you start seeing people too, when somebody passes away. Well, that's just the life of the streets, guys. Like, people just pass away like randomly, man, because of gun violence. And we were all together because one of the homies died from the neighborhood, and everybody kind of like started laughing about it and all that.
That your dad was there?
They're like, hey, remember, Neto, your dad used to always go look for you? And they're all started laughing. This is like 10, 15, 20 people. And like, I kind of got a little embarrassed, and I was like, yeah, because my dad gave up about me. And then like, they all just like, everybody just shut up. Because literally growing up, they didn't have bad dads. They just didn't have like dads that will come and like look for them like that.
Yeah.
Like, their dads are too worried about working, or like my dad worked hard too. He's blue collar worker. He worked for SRP for over 30 years, straight grinding, and he has one hand. Like, that boy was straight grinding. But the fact that he still went and looked for me, he didn't give a damn where it was. He was going to trap, gangbanging houses, no fear, because the love for his son.
Yeah.
He didn't want me to throw my talent away, throw my life away, because he's seen that before. And, drug abuse, just so much nonsense in the streets, guys. And just look at that, the love that he had for his son, that he would go look for him no matter what.
Yeah.
I could be out on the weekend partying, And, you know, he would come pick me up. It'll be 3 a.m. Dad, I'm stuck here. Can you come pick me up? Yup.
Yeah.
And I look back and it makes me glad and happy because now we do that for our kids. We have so much love for them that we just, you know, we wish the best for them. We try to help them prosper. And yeah, we could be a little overprotective, but I feel like that's good. You know, it's like, don't shield them too much to where they're, you know, useless. But I know when they grow up, hopefully they pass it to their kids, you know, where you know, just the love.
Also, I feel like we have to because it's kind of not the same as like when we grew up. Like, yeah, it was still like ugly and rough like when we grew up, but I just feel like now it's like straight like yahoos out in the street.
Yeah.
And I'm like, there's no way. Like I would always walk to and from school like all by myself, like 12, 13 years old. I feel like I don't even let like our kids do that now.
And you got to think the same area we grew up in, like now with the pills, you know, I don't even know if you could say the F word.
Yeah.
Like with the pills now, guys.
Yeah.
Good luck.
No.
I wouldn't even want to walk through that.
No.
Like imagine seeing like an
by
encampment right there, and you just like, you don't know if they're coming off it and they just attack you or like we're at Oso Park, guys. We were there because I had first got my bow and I was practicing. I took my nephews. I took the boys, like, you know, trying to show them, the ropes. I'm not joking, guys. We're literally hanging out. I have binoculars. I got the rangefinder. They're all right there, you know, having a good time where, you know, I'm showing them. And then boom, here comes a guy. From like a good ways, you could already hear him yelling. Yeah. Yelling. All right.
I'm sure when he saw that bow, he turned like, right back around though.
Yeah, huh? And he starts getting closer. I'm like, man. And my nephew, he's not really street smart. And he was just like looking at him hard. And that guy looked at him and he just started chewing him out.
Yeah.
And it's like, you know, those guys don't hold back.
Yeah.
And they tell you every book, every word in the book, you know. And then he turned to me. And then he probably see me with the bow and all that. And then he's like, no, that's my homie right there. And then he just walked away. Oh, but some girl was jogging too. And as she passed him, he started yelling at her.
Oh, really?
So she like skirted around him.
Yeah.
And it's like, luckily I had a bow. So it's like.
That's scary.
You know, it's crazy times, guys. So, and like, I bought the boys bikes and she still takes them to school.
I know, like, I know that they're supposed to use their bikes to ride to school, but it's just like, I'm just like, what if something happens? Then I'm going to be like, I was capable of taking them to school and I didn't do it.
What if you turn out the neighborhood to get T-boned? Like, God forbid that, but it's like,
well,
that mentality is like the mama bird that don't want her baby to fly out the nest when they had to fly out the nest.
My kids are going to fly out the nest.
You're going to drive them out the nest? Skirt.
I just like, I don't know.
No, you're being way too overprotective. And if on my raza in the chat, they're becoming chipilones.
You're like the chipilon of chipilones.
Yeah, but I used to ride my bike in elementary school. Matter of fact, check this out, guys. It was 5th grade, I believe. No. It was like 3rd to 5th grade. I already forgot. Well, Christmas comes along, right? And then, man, I remember when the mongooses came out with the flame wheels. Man, you're a bad cat if you had those with the stainless frame.
And you got it.
I had got it. And not stainless. If it was stainless, it would be expensive. But you know what I'm trying to say. The chrome. Yeah. From Walmart. Well, I had got that for Christmas, right? Well, the homie pulled up. Hey, dog, I got a new bike. I was like, me too. And he pulls it in. And he's like, oh, we have the same bike.
Same one?
Same bike. We're riding to school. And that's a homie. I wish I had a brother.
Well, they don't go to the same school, but like our kids.
I mean, they go along the same path.
Okay.
But that's getting off the rails. That's off the track, guys. But the basis of it, guys, love.
Love.
Just love.
Also, I think we forgot to tell them that this past weekend was our first time going to church together as a family.
Yeah.
Now, I will say we didn't find like our, forever church. We loved it. We enjoyed it. It was a good time. But we might try a new one this weekend. But it was really nice. It was really nice to be there as a family.
And I'm gonna keep it real, guys. I feel like they enjoyed it more, but me as a dad, you gotta be, you gotta think like chess, man. You gotta think steps ahead and obviously have an open mind. But me, and I feel like my moral compass, I feel like my main goal in life, no matter, I don't care about the accomplishments, I don't care about the money I make, like not only being a good father, but my main goal in life, guys, and it might sound like cliche or cringe, but like I just want to be like truly like a soldier of God and just give him all the glory back, because I truly don't deserve the blessings that we have gone, because I'm not, I sin a lot, I battle with my own, straight up. It's like my main thing is like lust, guys. I've battled it my whole life, and that's something that I know I cannot overpower on my own. So, and that's been a problem in our relationships, like, just, and especially nowadays, man, with like these smartphones, like it's rough, guys. And, I can admit that I'm a pretty well-rounded guy. I'm a great father. I always put my wife first. I always make sure she's taken care of. She's always driven a better car than me. And the only thing I can truly say that I know that beats me up all the time is lust. And I truly know I cannot conquer that on my own. So like I talk to God a lot, like, sometimes it overpowers me, and that's one of the most like heaviest sins that you can do against your own body is, pleasuring yourself. And, intimacy should be between a man and a woman, and it's like nowadays, like everything's so perverse. And I could truly say, and it's probably worse for kids nowadays, like getting exposed to like the corn too young. Like, man, that thing jacks your head up.
Yeah.
So it's like, back in my day, it was like magazines and, DVDs. Like now most kids have smartphones.
Yeah, that's bad.
And I know somebody in my family that's really young that's already kind of going down that path. So it's like,
yeah.
And it truly corrupts you. Like you watch it too much, or you just, in your mind, you think that's what things are. Like, no, like a relationship's more intimate,
Yeah.
Everybody has their flaws. You got to cherish one another's bodies like a temple. And, it's just crazy, guys. And the amount of blessings we have received, even though we've like done a lot of wrong, the fact that God still has something in store for us,
yeah,
is amazing. And I'm just like, I truly don't deserve half the stuff I have because of how much I come short of sometimes to him. And the fact that he still blesses us, and that's the thing. Once you overcome stuff like that, you just exponentially just level up more. Your blessings just pouring more. Because sometimes we block our own blessings like that, guys.
yeah,
Whether it's staying in a toxic relationship, staying at a toxic work environment. Like, there's so many ways we block our own blessings. And as far as like stuff like that, I feel like that's what's kind of blocking my blessings, because it's like I battled it my whole life. And just like when Jesus was when he fasted for 40 days, like the way he overcame that 40 days fasting, all the temptation in the world, and he conquered that. And I'm just like, man, I need to do better. Not only as like for myself, but for my family. Because, if you get too caught up in that, like you don't really appreciate your woman, you're just like, you kind of look at the flaws and you're like, well, why can't this? Why can't that? You know, or why isn't it? You know.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, man, the fact that I sin like that, and the Lord, we're still together, and it just shows you how great of a woman you are, that you're able to forgive me for mistakes I make. And like I said, I've messed up bad a lot, and I can't say why you've forgiven me, but the fact that you do is like, it's just love, I guess. What is it?
Can you put like a little angel like thing around my head, like in the video, like
A halo?
A halo. Can you do that? Um, because, because I love you, and we're all sinners. I don't. I am the type of person that just like gives people a lot of chances.
Yeah.
Okay. Obviously it comes to a point where it's like okay to hear, but I do believe in second, third, fourth chances. I do believe that people can change.
Yeah.
And I feel like with me, like I can always see like a greater, like if I see like something like bigger in you, I'm like, okay, I'm gonna kind of like, I'm gonna try my best to stay and try to like walk you through the way that I think. Am I making sense?
Yeah.
Kind of like when
you see something in me that I don't, even though I'm being a jackass.
So even though like, yes, you've hurt me and you've done things like you're not, of course you are an amazing man, right? Like you said, you always like, we were just talking about that on our way here. You're like, for the past like 5 years, like every year or two, like you've been driving a brand new car. Yes, better than yours, right? So like I always have like the best like brand new car. Like I always, I was able to be a stay-at-home mom once John was born, and all these things. So you're a great man, and yet, and you may like you sin, and I can't just be like, oh, because of this, everything else goes out the window and like in the trash.
Yeah.
And not also like, I'm not just like saying like material stuff, but I mean the way that you're raising 2 kids that you didn't bring into this world. I mean, men don't even take care of kids that they bring into the world now. Like, so being I don't even like the word step parent, because I don't consider you a stepdad. You're their dad, period. If there's not another man that is doing what he's supposed to do and you had to come in and do it, you're not a stepdad. You're their dad. So it's a little bit of everything. It's like, I love you and I don't want to leave the kids and, the life that we've built together. So who am I to judge you and be like, because you sin, I'm leaving? Like,
yeah.
After all of these other amazing things. Like, if God forgives us, like, why can't I? Why can't I forgive you?
And that's important, guys. If you can't forgive somebody else, then how do you expect God to forgive you, whether you believe in him or not? But just like at that, like fundamentally, like if you can't forgive somebody, how are you going to be forgiven?
Exactly.
So, and it comes back to love.
Love. That's it. Like, that's probably all that I said. It comes back to that. Like, love for you, love for the kids, love for the life that, excuse me, I have heartburn. For the life that we've built. I think it's just way too much to throw it in the trash, because you're not a bad man. Like, you're not a bad person. We've all made mistakes. And again, like I said, I feel like I just have that in me, like, where if I see something in someone, I'm like, hey, like, try this, or I think you should try that. I kind of always end up doing that, like in my videos too, like giving like, how do you say it? Like unsolicited, like advice. Like, I'm always telling you like, hey, I think you should do, like, I see this in you. I think you should try to do this type of content. Or I'm always like doing that with everybody.
Yeah, because look, guys, literally in a week, I went from like 50, excuse me, I went from 50 followers on TikTok, and then when did you start? I don't know. You just started encouraging me
Last week.
And then I went to do a TikTok. I was on live on TikTok at this event that I made 2. I was live at the event. I made 2 videos. those videos have gone over like 300K views, crazy like dialogue in the comments.
Yeah.
Like, and now I have like what, almost 400. I'm able to go live, like, and like, look, all because you're like, hey, you should do this, hey, you should do that. And one day I woke up and like, I should go do that. Like, I need a, like, you know, so if you live in Phoenix, we all know what went down at the State Farm Stadium. So I was like, hey, I'm able to go live. I'm gonna go. I see people protesting on a Sunday at a funeral service. I need to go talk to these people because fundamentally I disagree with them. I'm like, you don't have nothing better to do on a Sunday than go hold up some signs. But the biggest thing I took out of this, guys, yeah, I went to go talk to them. At the end of the day, I disagreed with them, but guess what, guys? They offered me a water.
Yeah.
Before we started debating and conversating, they offered me water, chips, something like that. I don't know if it was chips, but I know I took a water because I was parched. And the fact that they offered me that extension, so and yeah, they and we also found a lot of common ground. It wasn't like I hate your stinking guts. It's, you know, we found some common ground, and you know, we basically shook hands at the end of it, and I went about my day. And I'm just like, man, it's like,
imagine if everybody was like that.
just like get out and talk. Imagine if you could just
like fist pump like everybody after a debate, a conversation. Like how amazing things would be. Instead
of just walking away or mid conversation, somebody's throwing a right hook.
Yeah.
Like I grew up in that kind of environment, guys, where as soon as somebody pushes that button, somebody's going to sleep.
Yeah.
So it's like, but we're way past that. We have way too much to lose.
Yeah.
We cannot get ghetto as much as the old Juana comes out. But hey, there's nothing wrong with having that fire. You just be able to gotta control it.
Yeah.
Be articulate. And I mean, if somebody's hostile towards you and they come at you a certain way, I mean, these hands will fly, you know?
Yeah.
And I ain't talking Boeing. No, just kidding. But yeah, guys, I interacted with people.
Yeah.
We're all flesh and blood, you know. This divide is doing nothing for us. We all got to wake up and go to work tomorrow at the end of the day.
Yeah, literally.
So it's like, and if we work in the same spot, I'm going to go see you there tomorrow.
Yep.
But we're fighting like cats and dogs. So I went, you know, he encouraged me. I was live. I had great conversations. But I mostly went just to talk to people, even if they were protesting. I wanted to talk to these people. There's some people you can't talk to. They're cuckoo, like cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. Yeah. But you have the other people that are willing to meet you. Like I said, they offered me water.
Yeah.
So what does that say about them? They're good people.
Yeah.
But if we're just looking at each other through a phone screen, you're just going to have hatred towards them.
Yeah.
Instead of, I'm going to say like 75% we agreed with. It was just that 25 about certain rights. Like I'm very pro Second Amendment.
Yeah.
I grew up on that. They want to take them away. But I'm like, law-abiding citizens like me, ours just collect dust.
Yeah.
I told them, I've been hunting since I was a kid. I grew up with a bow, shotty, a rifle, everything. Tell me, like, when I ever took it to the streets, even when I was gangman. When do you ever see me out there with a shotty?
Yeah.
Never, because I knew fundamentally going through the hunter safety education, you know, like even when I was in the streets, I would be around the homies and they'd just be, and I'd be like, whoa.
Yeah.
Because the number one rule of that is always treat it like it's loaded.
Yeah.
And point it down. So it's like, and there's a saying that the road to hell is paved with good intentions. So we start off good, but we can be corrupted, you know?
Yeah.
We can lose our navigation, you know, and no matter how far you stray from him, he will never fail you or forsake you. He will always be willing to take you back with open arms and love, as long as you're able to hold yourself accountable and be like, you know, just like I made it here, I can't do that alone.
Yeah. Give it to God.
Give it to God. It's like, I need the power of the Holy Spirit to stop me from doing that stuff. And like, if I stop that, it's only going to improve our relationship. And I'm pretty sure a lot of couples nowadays is just like, there's no love, there's no affection. We're just like looking at the flaws. We're looking at the Instagrams like, this is bad. Like, no.
Yep.
Cherish what's yours. And a guy can only be as great as the woman behind him. So, you know, before I met you, I was at my mama's house. Now we're together and we have a beautiful home. We have a beautiful family.
Yeah.
And it's like, if you had coming along, what would I be right now? Yeah. And like, you came in at a pivotal moment too, because remember my mom had got heart surgery, and you know, thanks to God for my aunt that helped my mom, you know, because once you come out of that surgery, if you make it, it's a long road to recovery, guys. They break your ribs open. I seen my mom when she woke up from that surgery. She was willing to pass. She would rather pass than deal with the pain. And I've seen my mom, like I said, 2 kidney transplants. I've been in the hospitals. Is this the last time I'm gonna see my mom? Especially with the heart surgery. You just hearing her, you know, people they don't have the will to live sometimes, you know, and it's like, the fact that we're still around. Like I said, I made a post today. If you woke up today, you're truly blessed, man.
Yeah. He's
not done with you. He has plans to prosper you. And wherever you're at in life, guys, and it's all everybody has their timing, but I guess my advice to you is just, hey, man, it's working for us. Why can't it work for you? Yeah. We have so many examples of how God has blessed us. When we were struggling financially, I even missed my truck payment. I didn't even know I missed it until I'm like, whoa, I owe 2 months? How am I going to do that? Yeah. You're thinking about getting a personal loan. You're just thinking the worst. Just the world's caving in on you. Yeah. I'm ready to throw in the towel. And then guess what happens? One of your videos goes viral. Yeah. I was in turmoil at work. It was just, man, everything was going left. Yep. But sometimes God throws you that curveball so you can hit a home run, guys. You just got to be willing to, like, surrender yourself. We can't do this alone, guys. Like, we need each other's love. We need God's love. Like, we're all connected. And I'm not, that might sound corny to people, but if we network with each other, we didn't learn about networking when we were kids. You learn how to have beef. Yeah. And not just be like, you know what, that guy is way smarter than me. I need to go hang around with. Mm-hmm. He's better at math. This guy's a marketing genius. This guy, he just has a good perspective, man. He keeps me grounded. But no, everybody's just in a competition with each other. Everybody wants to be that guy, but why can't we just all, just at the end of the day, we got to be children of God, man. Keep your spirit youthful. The day you grow too old like that, you just become cranky. And, you look at people that still have that youthful spirit in them. You're just like, they could be 55 years old, man. They're still spunky. Yep. You know what I'm saying? You're like, man, that guy looks happy. Yeah. And it's like, and his world could be going crazy, like going down too, but it's not only your perspective, but like I said, guys, that like trusting in him, trusting in the plan. Yeah. Especially when you're going through it. That's the best time to call out. And it's like, kind of, for example, when people go to prison, they end up finding God. But it's like, maybe
you needed to slow down.
Maybe it took all that for you to find him. Yeah. And he's obviously not done with you. Yeah. And it's like, yeah, that's very severe to end up in there. But it's like, at the end of the day, as long as you find him and you give yourself to him and surrender yourself and truly acknowledge him, you're saved. You don't have to be this perfect person. You don't have to have perfect attendance at church, because Jesus said your mind is your temple. You are the church. So as long as you repent and believe in the gospel, guys, you can be saved. Mm-hmm. We're all sinners, man. Look at the guy that was on the cross next to Jesus. I think he was a murderer. He stole. He did all this. Well, and now Jesus didn't ask him, hey, how much did you have perfect attendance at church? No. He looked at him and said, remember me when you enter your kingdom. And guess who was the first one with him when he went? When he rose, he ascended from that tomb to be seated at the right hand of the Father. He was one of the first. I should really know his name. He took him with him, man. And it's like, he didn't look back and judged him for all his actions. Those guys deserved to be on the cross, quote unquote. He didn't. But the fact that that guy acknowledged him, he's going to shelter him by his word. That's by his word, guys. So we're not trying to preach at you guys. We just want to share our experiences with you.
Yeah.
And show you guys his love and his compassion and his mercy for people like me who, sin against my own self. And, and the fact that we're still here together shows that love overpowers everything. But what do you think?
I love that. I agree. And I mean, just give it to God. Okay. Give it to God and go to sleep.
Yeah, guys. So we're going to wrap it up now. But now that this is the final 7 minutes, I'm gonna give you guys 3 of my favorite quotes. And I wish they were on the cards, but I lost them, so it's my fault.
Quotes or Bible verses?
Verses. Some are short. There's 2 short ones and 1 long one, but we have time.
Go for it.
All right, guys. So one of the most important ones is Psalm 23. The Lord is my shepherd.
Love that one.
If he's your shepherd and you're the lamb, you're the sheep, he calls on you, so you have that sense of direction. If you start reading the word, you start getting that navigation system back. Mm-hmm. So the Lord is my shepherd. Let me see. So that's Psalm 23, and I know you really like that one too because you have it in the house.
I have it in the living room.
How'd you find, what made you how did that stand out from everything else?
That I feel like, whenever you feel lost or anything, that literally brings me back. It's like, that's what matters. He's in control. That's literally all I need.
Literally.
I love that one. I feel like
the Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want.
Yeah. I always go back to that one.
He leads me beside still waters.
I have Psalm 23 in the living room, and then I think one that you're about to say, because I have a feeling that it's that one, is Psalm 91. But I have the short version. Psalm 91 point, what is it?
Whoever dwells in the shelter of the Most High will rest in the shadow of the Almighty. But that's just such a small part. So I'm going to say the whole thing, even though she don't want to hear it.
Okay.
Because I know you guys need to hear it. Whoever dwells in the shelter of the Most High will rest in the shadow of the Almighty. I will say of the Lord, He is my refuge and my fortress, my God in whom I trust. Surely He will save you from the fowler's snare and from the deadly pestilence. He will cover you with His feathers, and under His wings you will find refuge. His faithfulness will shield you and rampart. You will not fear the terror of night, nor the arrow that flies by day, nor the pestilence that stalks in the darkness, nor the plague that destroys at midday. 1,000 may fall at your side, 10,000 at your right hand, but it will not come near you. You will only observe with your eyes and see the punishment of the wicked. If you say, the Lord is my refuge, and you make the Most High your dwelling, no harm will overtake you, no disaster will come near your tent. For He will command His angels concerning you to guard you in all His ways. They will uplift you in their hands so that you will not strike your foot against a stone. You will tread on the lion and the cobra. You will trample the great lion and the serpent. Because He loves me, says the Lord, I will rescue him. I will protect him, for he acknowledges my name. He will call on me and I will answer him. I will be with him in trouble. I will deliver him and honor him. With long life, I will satisfy him and show him my salvation.
Amen.
And that's one of the most powerful verses in the Bible, guys. And if there's one thing that I can end this with, is just, man, give your life to Jesus and your life will change drastically.
Yep.
He's done so much for our family, guys, and we're a living example of His love and mercy. And I truly hope you guys come to meet His love.
Yes, I agree.
But other than that, guys, we're wrapping it up.
Yeah.
Give all the glory back to God, because without him, we are nothing. I love you guys. I hope you guys prosper. And let's take it day by day and let's make it happen. So
Yeah.
let's do it.
Love you guys.
Later,
See
guys.
you next episode. Bye.
Bye.